If you spent your working life as a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, a postal worker, or any kind of public servant with a government pension, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen closely. Because for years, two quiet little rules may have been shrinking your Social Security check or wiping it out completely. And here is the part that matters. Those rules were just repealed, the law changed, and there is a very real chance the government owes you money right now, either a bigger monthly check, a lump sum of back pay, or both. For a lot of you, this is money that has already started showing up. But for another group of you, and this is the part almost nobody is talking about, the money is sitting there waiting, and it will not come to you automatically. You have to go and claim it. Stay with me to the end, because I am going to show you exactly which group you're in and exactly what to do. First, let me explain the two rules in plain English, because you cannot understand what you are owed until you understand what was taken. For decades, there were two provisions in the Social Security system called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. Long names, but the idea is simple. If you earned a pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security, which is common for teachers, firefighters, and police in certain states, and for many federal workers under the old civil service retirement system, then these two rules reached in and cut your Social Security benefit. The first rule, the Windfall Elimination Provision, reduced the Social Security benefit you earned from your other jobs, the ones where you did pay in. The second rule, the Government Pension Offset, was even harsher. It hit the spousal and survivor benefits you would get from a husband or wife. In many cases, it did not just reduce that benefit, it erased it completely, right down to zero. Imagine that. A woman whose husband paid Social Security taxes his entire life, and when he passes away, she goes to claim her survivor benefit, and she's told she gets nothing because she happened to earn a small pension as a school teacher. That happened to hundreds of thousands of people, and for a very long time. Let me put real numbers on that, because it is easier to feel it that way. The government pension offset worked by taking 2/3 of your government pension and subtracting it from your spousal or survivor benefit. So imagine your pension as a retired teacher was $900 a month. 2/3 of that is $600. Now say the survivor benefit you should have received from your late husband was $1,000 a month. Subtract that $600 and you're left with $400. But if your survivor benefit had been $600 or less, the offset would have swallowed the whole thing, and you would have walked away with nothing at all. That is how a person who did everything right, who taught school and raised a family and lost a spouse, could end up with a survivor benefit of zero. Enormous amounts of money that people had genuinely earned simply vanished this way, year after year, which is exactly why so many fought for so long to get these rules changed. Now here is the good news, and it is genuinely big news. On the 5th of January, 2025, a law called the Social Security Fairness Act was signed. And that law does one clean, powerful thing. It ends both of those rules. No more windfall elimination provision, no more government pension offset. Gone. And it did not just start fresh from that day forward. The repeal reaches back. The offsets no longer apply as far back as January of 2024, which means there is retroactive money owed for that stretch of time. So who exactly does this help? Let me be precise, because I do not want anyone getting their hopes up unfairly. This law helps people who receive a pension from work that was not covered by Social Security. That is teachers, firefighters, and police officers in the states that kept their workers out of the system, federal employees under the older civil service retirement system, and some people whose work was covered by a foreign country's system. All told, it is more than 3 million Americans. But, and this is important, if you paid Social Security taxes out of every paycheck for your whole career, this change does not apply to you. In fact, about 72% of state and local public employees were already paying into Social Security, and they were never touched by these rules. So this is specifically for the group who had that separate, non-covered pension. If that is you, keep listening, because now we get to the money. There are two groups of people here, and which group you are in decides what you need to do. Let me walk you through both. Group 1. You are already receiving Social Security, and your benefit was being reduced by one of these rules. If that is you, I have wonderful news. You mostly do not have to do anything. Back in late February of 2025, the Social Security Administration began automatically adjusting these payments. Your monthly check should go up going forward, and you should receive a one-time retroactive payment, a lump sum, deposited straight into the bank account they have on file, covering the months the offset should not have applied. Let me give this a face. Meet Susan. Susan taught 3rd grade for 31 years. She also worked summers and a few years in the private sector. So she earned a modest Social Security benefit of her own, but for years, the Windfall Elimination Provision chopped it down. After the new law, her monthly check went up, and one morning she saw a lump sum deposit land in her account covering the back pay. Susan did not fill out a single form. The agency handled it. If you're like Susan, already collecting and already in the system, your main job is simply to make sure the Social Security Administration has your correct current mailing address and your current direct deposit information, so nothing gets lost. And a quick, honest word about patience here. The Social Security Administration is working through millions of these cases at once, so if you are in that automatic group and you have not seen your adjustment or your back pay just yet, it does not mean you were forgotten or that something is wrong. These things genuinely take time to process, case by case. But if many months have gone by and you have seen nothing at all, that is your signal to pick up the phone and ask about your specific situation, rather than sitting quietly and assuming it will sort itself out. Now, Group 2. And I saved this for the middle on purpose, because this is the group that gets left behind, and I do not want you to be one of them. Group 2 is the people who never applied for a benefit in the first place, because under the old rules, they were told they would get nothing. Think about that survivor I mentioned earlier. Years ago, she walked into an office, was told the government pension offset would wipe out her survivor benefit entirely, so she never filed. Why would she file for zero? So there is no application on record. Here's the problem. The Social Security Administration can automatically fix a benefit you are already receiving, but it cannot pay you a benefit you never applied for. There is no file to adjust. So if you are someone who never signed up for your own retirement benefit, or for a spousal or survivor benefit, because you were told the offset made it pointless, that money will not come to you on its own, you have to go and apply now, because the rule that was blocking you is gone. Let me give this one a face too. Meet Raymond's widow, Carol. Raymond was a firefighter for 26 years with a firefighter's pension. When Raymond passed, Carol looked into a survivor benefit, and she was told the offset left her with nothing, so she never applied. For years, she assumed that door was closed forever. It is not closed anymore. The moment that offset was repealed, Carol became eligible, but only if she actually files the application. Nobody's going to knock on Carol's door. If Carol never calls, Carol never sees a dime of it. Do not be Carol's missed opportunity. Let me pause here for a question, because I read every comment and I build these videos around you. Were you, or someone you love, a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, a postal worker, or another public servant with a pension? Tell me in the comments how many years of service and whether you have heard anything from Social Security yet. It genuinely helps me know who is watching and what to cover next. Now let me turn this into a clear checklist, because worry with no action is just stress, but worry with a plan is power. Step 1. Figure out whether you actually had a pension from work that did not pay into Social Security. Look at your pension paperwork, or ask your old employer or pension office. If you always paid Social Security taxes, this change is not about you, and that is okay. But if you had that non-covered pension, you are in the group this law was written for. Step 2. If you are already receiving Social Security, log into your account on the official government website, ssa.gov, or call them and confirm 2 things: that your mailing address is current and that your direct deposit bank information is correct. That is how your adjusted payment and any back pay reach you cleanly. Step 3, and this is the big one for Group 2. If you never applied for your own retirement benefit or for a spousal or survivor benefit because you were once told an offset would reduce it to nothing, apply now. You can start at ssa.gov or call Social Security directly at 1-800-772-1213. Do not assume you still do not qualify. The rule that disqualified you no longer exists. Let them tell you the new answer. Step 4, please take this one seriously. Where there is money and older Americans, the scammers come out. The Social Security Administration will never call, text, or email you demanding a fee to release your back pay, or asking for gift cards, or threatening to arrest you. There is no charge to get what you are owed. If anyone asks you to pay to receive your Social Security money, it is a scam. Hang up and go directly to the official website or the official number yourself. Let me be honest and balanced the way I always try to be. Not every public worker is getting a windfall here. If your pension came from a job that did pay into Social Security, your check is not changing and there is nothing to claim. And even for those who are affected, the size of the increase varies a lot from person to person, depending on your work history and your pension. So please do not fall for anyone promising you one specific guaranteed dollar amount. The right number is your number, and the only place to confirm it is the Social Security Administration itself. So let me pull it all together. For decades, 2 rules, the Windfall Elimination provision and the government pension offset, cut or erased Social Security benefits for teachers, firefighters, police, and other public servants with non-covered pensions. The Social Security Fairness Act, signed in January of 2025, repealed both, retroactively to January of 2024. If you are already collecting, your payment should already be adjusted with back pay sent automatically, so just confirm your address and bank details. But if you never applied because the old rules made it pointless, that money is waiting and you must file to claim it. And whatever your situation, never pay anyone to get what is already yours. If you do just one thing after this video, do this. If you or your spouse ever worked a public service job with a pension, take 5 minutes and either check your Social Security account or make one phone call to confirm exactly what you are owed under the new law. 5 minutes could be worth a great deal of money that belongs to you, and if this helped you, please do me one small favor that costs nothing. Send it to a retired teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, or public servant you care about. Most of them still have no idea this law passed, and this could be the nudge that puts real money back in their hands. And leave a comment that just says, "Retirement ready," so I know to keep bringing you these plain, honest breakdowns. One last honest note. Everything here is general education, not personal advice, and your situation may be different in ways that change the answer. Nothing in this video is financial, tax, legal, or Social Security advice for your specific case. Before you make any decision, confirm the details for your own situation directly with the Social Security Administration at ssa.gov or with a qualified professional you trust. Take care of yourself, make that one phone call, and I will see you in the next one.